But how, in terms of J.J. McCarthy, what he needs to do, keep doing what he's doing because they've been rolling. They're 7-0. The defense is playing extremely well.
We know he's got the ability. We know he can do it, but we have not seen it.
Because the Big Ten sucks. So you're not going to play teams along the way so that you can slowly but surely open it up. I think Michigan has the potential and they have the capacity to let J.J. run wild.
Braylon, what kind of game does Michigan need out of J.J. McCarthy? Are they going to ask him to hand off the football, or are they going to ask him to throw the football?
Yeah, what you need, what you want are two different things. What JJ needs to do is continue to what he's doing, is complete passes at a 75% clip, do the things they ask him to do, hand the ball off, and then when asked to make plays, make plays. So as long as they get the W, you know, the model that they have in place right now, it seems to be working in Michigan State's no better than any team Michigan's played this year. But what you want to see, Ryan, yes, you want to see JJ get the ball down the field. You want to see JJ complete some intermediate passes upwards of 12 to 20 yards. You want to see him go down the field and connect on one of those deep post routes to Roman Wilsons or Ronnie Bell or Andrell Anthony. You want Schoonmaker to have some play that he does, some design, some belly pass to Schoonmaker. You want to see JJ have 275 yards, 3 touchdowns, something like that. And the reason why is going into the Ohio State game, going into the belly of the beast, you got to know that it's there. You can't never see something and then expect it to be there. You can't go to Ohio State and be like, all right, cool, now it's time to pass for 500 yards. If you've never done it, you don't know that it's there. So I think I want to see that. I know the fans want to see that. Now, when we see it, fingers crossed, that's what I want. But how, in terms of J.J. McCarthy, what he needs to do, just keep doing what he's doing because they've been rolling. They're 7-0. The defense is playing extremely well. The efficiency is there. The completion percentage is there. And obviously the running game with Donovan Edwards and Blake Corum is there. What you need and what you want are two different things.
Hey, I said it a few weeks ago. I think Michigan is kind of just hanging in there, just playing basic offense. I know, Braylon, you might disagree with me on this. You have in the past. But I think they still have some stuff in the bag. I don't think you're going to see a lot of it this week. They are going to save it for their tougher games. But you got to put this game away early. Take the fight out of the Spartans, and you got to roll them in this game. I think if you can put 40 up, you put 40 up.
Let me pick that up, Maz, because I think what you're saying is correct on the kind of the bones of it, but you got to see it, though, too. I mean, it's one thing to
you waited till almost Maryland last year to see it. MSU in some part.
I understand, but, you know, with J.J., he has not been good on the deep ball lately. We know he's got the cannon. We know he's got the ability. We know he can do it, but we have not seen it. And, Braylon, we talk about this all the time. When you are a professional athlete, when you are a collegiate athlete, the more confidence you have in your ability to do something, hell, related to your own jobs, you know, the more confidence you have in your ability to do a particular detail of your job, the better equipped you are when you're faced with that situation. And J.J., throwing the ball, completing passes 20, 30 yards down the field, that is something we have not seen in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, Matt talks about, you know, wanting to save things and keep them in the chest. And I always say this. It's not that I disagree fully with what he's saying. But at the end of the day, man, when you got it, you can roll. You watch these teams that have success, these teams at Clemson, Ohio State, Oklahomas, the Georgias, the Floridas, when they were good, Tennessee's now. Like, they go out there and they ball. They know it's there. 5 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns. They don't save plays. Georgia's not like, I'm going to save this nuance for the Alabama-Georgia SEC championship game, and we're going to catch Nick Saban off guard right there. Yeah, maybe a couple plays, but not the whole freaking offense. The whole offense, as it relates right now to Michigan, they run the ball, and they throw the ball to the tight end, or they throw quick screens to the wide receivers. You get a good defensive coordinator can pick that apart. And I'm just saying that's dangerous to play that way. You're not going to play any good opponents this year because the Big Ten sucks. So you're not going to play teams along the way so that you can slowly but surely open it up. Michigan they've been trying. They just missed out on some plays. I think Michigan has the potential and they have the capacity to let JJ run wild, but it's up to Jim Harbaugh to decide when he wants to do that. I just disagree with the slowly matriculating, let it happen, because you're going to run into a situation where you haven't done it and it's not there, and JJ McCarthy doesn't know what to do. Much like Wilton Spate in 2016, when they were 7-8-0, they were balling, they were doing the same thing, and then when he went down to Iowa and had to see a cover 2 team that played zone, he didn't know what the hell to do.
I don't think it's going to affect him this week. Sorry, Rye. Yeah. But Eric All not being there this year is definitely a detriment to this team. I know you got other tight ends.
Luke Schoonmaker.
Schoonmaker, great name. I don't know if he's Eric All.
He's been playing good, though.
He's good, but Michigan loves, using utilizing the tight end position. So that hurt him. It's going to hurt him, not in this game, but maybe down the line. Because I remember last year, towards the end of the year, he was dominant.
There's no question, and single-handedly won a couple of games.
Yep.
I mean, the Nebraska game on the road late caught a big third down in Penn State. Caught another big third down as well. Braylon, let me ask you this, because Michigan State football tweeted out today pictures of Tom Izzo addressing the football team.
They're bringing out the big guns.
And one of the things that he said was, you're playing for 650,000 of us. And I believe that's referring to the alumni base of the Michigan State University. What effect does bringing speakers in like this have on a football team, if any? And who was some of the? Do you remember? Did Lloyd ever bring anybody in to talk to you guys?
I just question this era and what matters to them. Obviously Tom Izzo's a guy that they see all the time. I think for somebody like Michigan State, you bring in Tom Izzo. Michigan State football players see him all the time. He doesn't necessarily connect to the football program for them. It's not maybe necessarily that they can draw, I would guess, motivation from. They're like, all right, cool, another Michigan State guy, come here and talk to us, give us a speech about playing Michigan, yada, yada, yada. You got to bring somebody in there that makes sense. You got to bring somebody in there that can, rile you guys up. When I was at Michigan, we had a couple keynote speakers. Growing up in Detroit, there was only one hockey team I watched. There's only one hockey team I love, and still to this day, I'm a Red Wings guy. I'm a diehard Red Wings guy. And I wasn't a Sergei Fedorov guy. I was always Stevie Y, number 19. I came into the meeting room one day, sat down, and guess who came in after me and sat down?
Stevie Y.
Stevie Y. I was pumped. Whatever the hell he was going to say, it was going to work. But I grew up in Detroit. It mattered to me. You know what I'm saying? Desmond came and spoke to us. Charles Woodson came and spoke to us. Gerald Ford came and spoke to us before he passed away. He was obviously went to the University of Michigan, played football, was All-American. But yeah, Gerald Ford was old as hell. But when he came in, I was of that age. I knew what it meant. I knew he was the president. I know he's the only president Michigan ever had. I knew he was an All-American fullback. So even though you're like, oh well, you can't connect. Yes, I could. Because he sat in those seats a long time ago. He was one of me a long time ago. So when you have guys speak and give messages, you just got to make sure it's an individual that hits home for somebody on your team.
Yeah, because Tom Izzo sees these guys on campus every day. Doesn't he? I mean, doesn't he walk into the football building? He's probably, I guarantee you, this was not the first football practice that Tom Izzo attended this season. So what effect does that have, Maz?
It might have been. It might have been. They might have been waiting, and Tuck said, hey, if Tuck's coming, I'm going to need Izzo to help me to get there.
They should have bought Draymond Green. Maybe he
Seriously.
would have motivated him to bring some fight out of him.
Maybe he would have knocked somebody out.
He was there a few weeks ago. Remember when they honored him? He was there a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
He was.
That was before the punch.
Yeah, I just there's something about this game, though, that seems to be missing for me.
I hear you, but you know what? It's still, man. It's still Michigan State and Michigan.
Don't get me wrong. I want to beat them, and I want to beat them to a pulp, but it does not feel like the same smack talk that you're getting because you don't hear a ton from Michigan State this week.
You heard Braylon yesterday.
Yeah,
he's like, you guys should beat us.
Yeah,
right.
We're the underdog.
Michigan State does it all the time, but you know what it is, Ryan? It's more so this. Yes, when Michigan State isn't good, they tend to disappear and they wait for game time to see what happens in the end. But it's not only that. We are coming off the heels of 365 days ago, almost to a T, of arguably the best game in the Michigan State rivalry. And what I mean by that, what the stakes were, what was on the line, what it came down to, the blown calls, the individual performances of K9, which was freaking insane. You got Andrell Anthony, Cade McNamara, Aiden Hutchinson. That game was everything. That was the best game I've seen in terms of all the equation in my life. Best game ever. So you come off the heels of that, and we think the rivalry is back. We think that Michigan and Michigan State. We think the state's better when both teams are good. Because you can talk back and forth. You know what I'm saying? It's good stuff talking versus, all right, Michigan's 8-0, and Michigan State can't buy a win. You come off that, and now you have this season. it just lacks the same luster. And I think we got spoiled because of last year. Because last year, that whole lead up, it wasn't just a 1 week lead up. That lead up was 1 week, 2 week, week 3, week 4. Oh, wow, they could be undefeated.
Collision course.
It's a collision course. Oh, here's a bye week. They're still undefeated. What's going to happen? Now K9 is in Heisman talks. We've talked about what Aiden Hutchinson can do. It was just so much lead up to that game. And now this year, it's like, oh, look, Michigan's playing Michigan State at 7:30 on ABC. Tune in to watch.
Maz, did you decide if you were going to go to the game or not?
Not yet. I'm going to make a game time decision.
I need audience participation for 1 second. Show of hands, okay? Because I have a problem with this game being a night game.
Yeah.
Do you guys like the night game, or would you rather noon? Night. Oh, look at these night games. You guys got long tailgates.
Noon, night.
They're selling houses during the day. They want to go to the game at night.
Night game.
This is true. Yeah, for going purposes, definitely like a 12 at least by 3:30. Like even though I'm going to the game, I'm out at halftime. I can't do the traffic.
Already, you know that already.
1,000%. I don't care what the score is. I'm
What
out
if
at
MSU
halftime.
is up?
So Michigan is still win. I'm not staying with traffic. I made the mistake of trouble with the snap game. I was up there. I got caught up there, and I didn't get home after trouble with the snap until 1:40 in the morning. Never again. Never again.
You going, Mass?
I'll tell you, it's game day decision.
It is a game time decision
day
for
I'd
you.
rather
It
just
is
watch the fourth quarter at my house and just chill. Watch the house. I literally was just there. Now I'm at the house. Got my own popcorn, my own treats.
Good idea.
All
I got
right.
adult beverages.